Hi, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Cassandra Jordan.
And this is Just Respected,
a podcast guided by truth.
And our mission is to reach anyone that is feeling lost and confused, needing clarity and understanding. So we pray this podcast blesses you, and if you like it, please subscribe below. Welcome back, Just Respected family.
Hello.
How are you doing today, love?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday weekend filled of love and laughter.
Yeah.
I know we did. We got to spend time with my family and your family, both combined as a big family.
Well, separately, but
right.
I get what you mean. Yes.
You know,
it was nice.
It was nice. It was beautiful. But anyway, this week of going into the holidays and just thinking about, just being just families and other people just giving thanks. The idea and the topic of gratitude came to my mind.
Yes.
And how thankful we are.
Yeah.
You know, for just like the little blessings, like just waking up in the morning, being in our right mind, clothed and healthy. Like a lot of times we don't really stop and give God thanks about that.
No, I agree.
How you feel?
No, I agree. I think gratitude is something that you have to learn also through experiences. I don't know, but yeah. We have so much to be thankful for, and it's always good to just be thankful for the little things, like, try to see each day as a miracle in and of itself, because it is.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of time where there's circumstances in life where we get so caught up in day to day.
Yeah.
And not just like in the sense of we may tend to be ungrateful at times. Like, have you ever got to a point where you were just so happy and in one season just praying that God bring you out of a certain season because you may want a raise or you may want a different opportunity, you want to go on vacation, anything it may be, but you're praying that God bring you up out of that. And so when he brings you up out of it, you're so on to the next that you don't never just stop and just say, God, thank you. Or even just stop to wake up in the morning and just say, God, I don't even want anything. I just want to thank you.
Or sometimes when you get what you ask for, instead of being thankful and grateful, you can find things to complain about. No, yeah, I think it's, you made a very good point. But, I don't know, just like, yes, be thankful for what you have, and, all you have is all you need. We have enough, but, sometimes as human, I feel like it's natural to want more of like, well, man, I want this, or I want this house, or I want this car, I want this, I guess, like lifestyle, whatever the case may be. But do you really want it though?
Right.
Because
that's a good point.
Do you know what you're asking for? Like the sacrifices that it took, or the path that person made. Like, do you really want to do what it takes to get
there? Now, I like where we're going. Let's stay there because I like that. Let's think back on our life, and let's think about like times where we set our own agendas and our own plans and everything that you said that you want to have. I mean, everybody goes through it, whether you're young or old. Everyone has, nothing is new underneath the sun. We all have transitioned through life, and we all have been in the same position. So my question is, think back, and for you viewers, think back at home of a time where you're coming out of school, you're coming out of your parents' house, you're becoming your own adult, and everything that you said. I'm gonna get my college degree. I'm gonna get married by this time. I'm gonna have kids by this time. I'm gonna have this type of career. I'm gonna be driving this type of car. It's all of that. Just think back on that. Now, do you feel like everything that you had on that list happened, or what was your life? What was that for you in your life? How did you see that?
I would say yes and no, but that's a really good point that you brought up. Some of it, I wanted to have my master's degree before I was 28. I did that. Not what I thought I would originally get it in, but nonetheless, I thought.
What did you thought? What did you think you were going to get it in? What was your expectation?
I really thought I was probably at that point I was going to pursue becoming a nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
It was just not something I wanted.
Even with that, did
I
you?
thought I wanted. That's what the plan was.
Okay, okay.
That was the
That's
plan.
what I was gonna ask you. Did you always feel like you were gonna be a nurse? Is that something that you came into school
That's the
thinking?
thing, you deviate. Because at first I wanted, and you know, you saw me go back and forth in college struggling, like, do I want to do pre-med, do I want to be a nurse? And, you know, when you became ill and you're going through your treatments, I just saw, like, how attentive the nurses were and the relationship that you had with them, and I saw just that connection, that bond, and I don't know, it just inspired me. I was like, oh, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And so my plan changed.
It changed.
But I set new plans and new goals. I thought we'd probably, like, you know, have kids by now, probably be living somewhere else. But I don't know. But sometimes what I've learned to realize growing up is that sometimes when things don't work out according to your plan, but you're blessed with something anyway, it's hard to find the blessing in it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being thankful or grateful, sometimes I feel like, for me personally, at times I become a little ungrateful because it wasn't what I had originally planned.
All right. Now I like what you said, how it made you deviate, because a lot of times we don't realize where God's will be done in our lives,
Yeah.
and we thinking that we're just going with our own agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, you came into school with the mindset, I'm gonna pick this degree. Like I had a mindset, I was gonna do exercise science.
Yeah.
But what it is like God will always shift you. And a lot of times you may be thinking, okay, well, wow, I'm changing my major. I keep changing my major. I keep being undecided. But a lot of times that's like God moving you into the right space for where He's called you to be in. So it's like we didn't, it's like the route, He's allowing us that time just to, all right,
Yeah.
you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Because at the same time, it's like, when did you finally say, okay, God, help me find where I want to be? Or when did you start acknowledging Him in your decision making?
Honestly, I stopped trying to kind of give up control a little bit. Sometimes things were just kind of out of your hand at a point, but I mean, it wasn't easy.
Right.
It definitely wasn't easy, but at one point it's just like you pray and then I feel like God just showed me signs. Like
Or where you needed to be.
He made it obvious for me. Like I don't know what other, because for me you got to paint the picture. You have to like spell it out, write it out, show me a picture.
And tell me.
I need like the instructions that come with like putting something together. Like I need the visual and I need the description.
Right.
I need you to like
map it out to me.
Yes.
Like Nana's, like Mom say, Lord, I'm your slow baby. You got to treat me. You got to treat me as such. So
treat me as a slow baby.
Right.
Yes.
So to that point that I'm trying to make to you is, it got to the point where you just like, Lord, I don't know what I should be doing for school, and you're making this decision on a life career. And slowly but surely, He kept giving you visions, kept giving you a heart for picking your assignment. That's for everybody. Everybody's going to get to a place where you're going to get so tired and tired of doing it in your own right, making all these decisions, that you're feeling exhausted. That's where God is going to, after a while, you're going to be like, all right, Lord, I can't do it. And next thing you know, it'd be like, and it's that moment where you're just about to give up, where you're just about to quit. Next thing you know, you may get a call. You may get the opportunity. That's when things change. And that's really because that's the moment that your faith kicked in. You know, a lot of people that are believers that walk in faith, they don't never really activate their faith until their back is against the wall.
I mean, because
think about it. How can you really activate faith if you feel like you already have the backup plan?
You shouldn't have a backup plan. God
shouldn't
shouldn't be
have
your last resort. Sorry, your last resort. He should be your first resort. Gosh, I got
that goes back to the scripture. I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to give you hope in the future. But you know, exactly, Jeremiah 29:11, and that's what that means. Is like, I already know what your assignment is. Just let me be in every decision making that you're.
But I can see why people struggle with having gratitude when things don't go according to that plan that you've set out for yourself, because you're like, well, I wanted this, but I got this instead.
Right.
But like you said, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you have. I don't know. I feel like
Right.
you just learn it as a kid too, right? Like you just
No.
like you learn it throughout life. Like in little, but you don't know it then. But when you sit back and you reflect, you're like, oh my goodness.
There it goes. That's
So
where.
it's like moving forward to try to be like more attentive, more mindful.
Right. But this is another thing too, is even those times where you feel like you ran out for an opportunity but you didn't get it, or you tried to go out for like a sporting event or anything, like rejection. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. You've been rejected in something in some area in your life,
Yeah.
and a lot of times we will pout and we will feel discouraged, or we will feel like, well, okay, I got this door this was an open door, so I'm not gonna even try it anymore. I'm not gonna attempt. And a lot of times we should be thanking God and being grateful with gratitude. Like, I don't know what was on the other side of that. It's just like even a lot of times where even what Michael Todd said a couple weeks ago in his sermon, where he was like, he had an opportunity to go out and make millions of dollars being as a music producer. And God said, you can go do that, but my provision is going to be off your life.
Yeah, I'll take my hand off your life.
I'm going to take my hand off your life. And
Yeah,
there's areas
true.
in our lives where God has tested us and showed us, you can go do that, but if you do that...
you can go make more money, but...
Right, and what the area has always been is, I noticed the doors are always closing if we're trying to do things for our own self-gain.
Oh, yes. But like you said, too, like, God will close the door for your benefit. You may not know it then.
But no, what I'm saying to you is, I'm saying even those opportunities where you're trying to go for a job opportunity, things like that, anytime you're doing it with the mindset of, I'm going to get up, it's going to be, oh, this is going to make me richer, or you're thinking about yourself, it's never going to pan out for you in the long run.
No.
It's always when you change...
Because if you chase money once, you're going to continue to chase money.
Right, exactly. And it's always when you change your mind and be like, okay, I'm doing it for this purpose. I'm doing it for this reason. This is why I feel like that's
a meaningful purpose.
Exactly. And that's why I feel like God will always bless it and see you at.
Yes, but like I was going back to what you were saying about God closing doors, or like, not blessing you with certain opportunities and you seeing it as a form of rejection instead of being grateful for that closed door, because I don't know, I feel like there's beauty in it too. We don't always see it in that moment, but sometimes you sit back and you're like, man, God, if you would have given me that right when I asked you for it, or like when you see it, you're like, ooh, you're like, I'm so glad you didn't give that to me. That actually is not what I wanted. Like, I see it now. I didn't want that.
And it's about to what you said. Your first point was like, we'll ask for something, but we don't understand the weight and the responsibility that comes with that. That's if anything, you got to think about it. For any promotion comes responsibility, and honestly, it's like you can be there physically on the outer layer. You can look like you're ready, but internally, like, man, I have a lot of areas of maturity.
Yeah.
Everybody has their closets that they go into, and they understand, like, this is what I'm dealing with. So a lot of times God is already knowing, like, I know what you're dealing with. You ain't got to fool me.
Yeah. Yeah, be grateful for the little so you can be grateful for more.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that's, gratitude is something we have to learn. Gratitude's the best attitude.
And that's even when you come in contact with others.
Yeah.
The way you treat people. You got to think of like the fruits of the spirit, or where God is telling you to do, like, to be a kind person, to be a trustworthy person, to be loyal to people. The things that you want. It's what they say. It's like, I'm having like a brain fart, but it's like what you give out to people is what you receive.
Like reciprocation.
Right. Yeah. And so that's why I feel like that's what gratitude is. A lot of times you can't just act out on people or lash out on other people. Treat them with the same grace that you would want to be treated, even in your good days and bad days. Days where you're feeling like I'm in a rush and people are moving slow. You still treat people with that same grace that you like to have, because you don't know what they're dealing with. And that is an act of gratitude. Because you being thankful to even understanding, well, Lord, thank you for controlling my emotions.
Mhm.
That's what a lot of us lack.
Yeah.
Thank you for the understanding to know it ain't always about me. Let me stop the focus on the next person.
Mhm. But I think it's a major. It takes a lot of maturity to be grateful for essentially not getting what you pray for.
Mhm.
Like finding, like, I'm not saying because like sometimes we're very entitled. Like we feel like
I was
we
about to say that.
deserve things.
Can I tell you like a childhood story of mine? Growing up, it's so crazy. Like certain things in my life, I remember like life lessons like strongly in my life,
Yeah.
and it was so crazy because I used to always hate. I used to always hate saying thank you.
Why?
Like I used to be forced to say thank you. Like my mom and dad would tell, hey, say thank you. But it was just like something in me. I guess it was like the rebellious spirit in
Your
me.
stubbornness.
Yeah, and the stubbornness. But it was more so like, say someone gave you a gift or a
Yeah.
Christmas present. It was more so the entitlement of feeling like, oh, it's Christmas. I know you should be giving me a Christmas gift. But then, as you get older, you realize you're entitled because a lot of kids don't get presents. That's a blessing that you even get that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like the older you get, the maturity kicks in. But the younger you are, you just think as a child.
Mhm.
And that's why it's like it makes more sense that you get older. Like I cannot continue to act like a child.
Mhm.
It's like, have you ever been inside of a out in public and you see someone getting into it with like a waiter or something, like over an easy mistake, a simple mistake? We all go out to dinner, but the way you treat somebody that's serving you,
Mhm.
it's an entitlement where you just
Yeah.
feel like, oh, let me talk to your manager. I'm about to get you told off. I'm about to get my meal for free.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. It's like, okay, now if you were in that same position, because you don't know, this could be their first day.
Yeah.
They could have had a stressful night with the kids all night. Yeah, they could be a single mom. Like everything is just weighing in on this person.
Mhm.
But we could be that seed. The way we tend to lash out on people or react to certain people, it's like, okay, you're gonna get over it after you get in the car because you're gonna get what you want. You're gonna get this meal taken care of.
Yeah.
But you acting like that just penetrate, just left a bruise on this person. So now they may choose, hey man, I don't think this job is for me. I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because of how you acted towards them. And not thinking like, okay, they could just be having a bad day. Oh man, let me look around. Look at the times we're in. Like we even we noticed there's a lot of places that are short staffed. So we're looking like that's the entire. We're all
instead of just being thankful for whatever service you
right.
get to, because people are doing the best that they can.
People are doing the
treat
best.
people with grace.
Right. And I think this is what it is. Lead with gratitude. Lead with, because at the same time it's like there's a lot, like you remember what you said to me the other day.
The double G's, grace and gratitude.
Right. And the things that we are praying about in one season were once the blessings. The things that we're even complaining about right now were once the blessings.
Oh, the things that we pray to God for, that is like our blessing, we sometimes complain about it as being a burden.
Right. It becomes a burden in another season.
Yeah.
Right, but we got to remember.
But you gotta.
That's what you pray for.
You gotta be grateful for it.
And you gotta
grateful for that blessing and that burden.
Right. It's crazy because even with you work with mentally fragile kids in the hospital, and hearing the stories that you tell me about those children, it's like, okay, Lord, they just
not stories, but like giving you like glimpses of like the severity of their illnesses.
Of their illnesses, yeah. But I'm saying, even that is just like, okay, a lot of people want to have kids, and there's a lot of people that have kids, but it's just like, sometimes when we get so caught up, like, oh man, I want a boy, I want a girl, and you be like, man, I just want a healthy child.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, like, this working in the hospital and working in this area is what opened my eyes to that, because I had no idea. So now I am honestly more grateful because I know that there's a lot to be grateful for, because there's conditions and illnesses like I never knew
and that's life.
think about it, it's not what you see every single day. I mean, yeah, you see maybe like a small percent of the population, but there's so many children affected
Mm-hmm.
by severe conditions, like you wouldn't know.
And
But then again, like, you know, so sometimes for me it's hard when you hear, like when I hear parents complain, oh my gosh, they just drive me crazy, they're jumping, they're doing this. I'm like, a lot of parents wish their kids can do stuff like that, or like, you know, they're chastising them for like being kids. I'm like, you got to be grateful
Right.
that,
What-
you know, just like that's what I'm just saying. Like you got to be grateful for what you have, because you don't know what it could be.
Right. What I think, that's good. What I think about, even to that point, is just understand that everybody's feelings are validated.
Oh, of course.
Even with that feeling of being stressed
Mhm.
and being just worn out, it's not. I want a lot of people to understand, like, okay, even as a believer, it's okay to have them days of being annoyed, frustrated,
Yeah.
and them days of just like, it's just one of them blah days.
Mhm.
It's okay to be like that.
Oh,
And that's what I feel like God has already showed me a lot of times. Be like that. But what I told you is I'm going to get you through all your valleys. Everything that's going on in your life, I've given it to you.
Mhm.
I know how much you can bear. I'm going to take you through the valley. I ain't say you're going to stay there, but yeah, as we get through this valley, you can pout, you can cry, you can do whatever it is, but I have you on assignment and I need you to keep going.
Yeah.
And as you keep going, I want you to walk like me. Learn from me. I'm showing you how to be the perfect you that you can be. So it's just more so, I think it's a lot of times we just got to learn how to die to ourselves.
It's almost like you got to open your eyes.
Yeah.
Choose to see the blessings
to
and
the
the
bigger
things in your
lens.
life that you should be grateful for.
Because even to the point,
Or
a
even
lot
the
of
times
times,
where you're feeling down, try to find things that you're
Right.
grateful for.
you know, the earlier today, I thought about it. I said, okay, we rip and run all the time, going out, doing errands and stuff like that. And a lot of times we get in our car and we expect for that thing to run,
Oh, to start, yeah.
just to ride smoothly,
Oh, yeah.
you know? And the reason why we do that is because we take care of our vehicles.
Mhm.
We know, okay, I went and got the vehicle maintenance, so it should run smoothly.
Yeah.
It's just like if we get in the airplane or get on a train, we bought our ticket, we get on, we pack our luggage, and we just expect, okay, we're going to be in this next destination in this amount of time. But what if things break down? Or what if things have to, what if there's a repair happen or you get a flat tire? We don't never think, we just think like, okay, I'm expected to get there to my destinations. I'm expected to get back.
Yeah.
And we don't never just stop even to say, hey, God, thank you for getting me home.
Yeah.
You know? Because you got to remember.
God, thank you for waking me up.
If you really stop to think, we're riding in a machine that a man made, you know? But God gave that man a vision. That's why we see it. But at the same time, it's just like, we put so much trust. You said it perfectly last week. You said something of the point of, why is it every Friday we get up with the expectation that money should be in our
about
account?
faith, because
Right.
you know, we're also like, everybody knows when your payday is, so you just expect to wake up that day and your paycheck is gonna be in your account on that day. We have so much faith in that
Mm-hmm.
because we've known for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But if only we could have that much faith in God to know that, you know,
He gonna take care of us.
oh, yeah.
It's crazy. I heard Darius Daniels mention this week. He said, "It's a lot of us have that faith where we have faith, but it's faith to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like, Lord, I trust you, but I don't know. Like, can I trust you for that?
Yeah.
You know, like, think about it. Like, okay, perfect example. We tell a lot of people when they go to church to tithe, and we both know the importance of tithing, giving God the first 10% of our income.
Yeah.
But it's sowing that seed and really giving back to what's already His. But if you say that to a person and they say, okay, well, I only got $200, you telling me to tithe, but I got a bill.
Mhm.
You know, it's like it's trying to keep common sense or think in what's practical, but faith is daring to see
Faith
past.
is just, it's crazy faith. Yeah.
It's something you can't see, just like breathing air. And it's good to the point because it's just like as we're talking about gratitude, it's just like all that just ties in. You can't have faith
without gratitude.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
There's
so
a lot
good.
of fundamental components of faith.
Faith like a flood. That is so good.
That is, yeah.
But I think that's it for me. I just pray that everybody goes out and just as we're wrapping up this holiday weekend, getting ready to go into Christmas, just to have a spirit of giving and a spirit of loving on others.
Yes.
Even if they're not even in your family, think outside the box. Think about ways that you can serve and be a blessing to even the people behind you in the fast food line, paying for their meal or even getting someone a coffee.
Little acts of service.
Any little acts of service, just because we're living in a time nowadays where there's so much separation and divide, and it kind of feel like that's what society wants from us, to separate and stop loving each other. But that's something that we can all overcome. Even the split of the vaccine and non-vaccine, at the end of the day, we're all still humans. So we still got to love each other and understand that everybody's feelings and the way they believe is validated.
And respect other people's choices.
Let them, respect it and understand we still love each other because we're supposed to love first.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Cool. But guys, like our motto says, remember to walk in faith, never lose hope, live in love, it's just perspective. We love you.